Okay, how's it going, Tasha?
It is going, Dustin.
How was your week this week?
My week this week was good. It was parent teacher conference week, so we had parent teacher conferences on Thursday from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, the hours were awful. They gave us pizza though, so that was nice.
That just makes having to talk to parents.
Yeah, that's one of the parts that teachers tend to dread, talking to parents.
Why is my kid failing your class? Because your kid's dumb.
We can't say that
I know.
nowadays for sure. I'm sure teachers used to say it.
I think teachers used to say the same thing, which is, that, oh, your kid's just really smart, but, they get done with their work or they're not being challenged enough or something like that. And then they get disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they're very energetic. Or they're very sociable, very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually had to say that to one of my parents. I think it was, well,
Oh,
because we had conferences on Thursday from 4 to 8, and then we had conferences again the next day. There was no school for the kids. The next day, teachers had to be there from 8 to 12. So, yeah, we needed an afternoon session and a morning session for conferences.
oh boy.
Yeah. So I actually had to tell a parent yesterday that their kid was very friendly, very sociable.
Your kid talks too much.
Dude, his best friend is in there and they're like feed off of each other energy wise.
Oh, I know. I used to annoy the crap out of some of my teachers.
I
But
can imagine.
so here's the thing. Like I was always a really good student for like the first half of the year. And then the
Mm-hmm.
second half of the year, because the teacher loved me so much, I wouldn't get in trouble for doing really dumb things at the end of the year.
Jeez. I have like this year I have maybe almost a dozen who do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's because I teach a different kind of course. I have two class periods where I teach kids who need credit
Oh, okay.
from past English classes, and some of them were in my class in the past. So,
Ah.
yeah, I have some knuckleheads in there, but they mean well.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I showed up to class and just decided I was Zorro?
Yes. But actually, remind me how it went for the sake of our
So,
listeners.
so this was seventh or eighth grade. So it's definitely I shouldn't have been doing this at this age. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're like 6 or 7, people understand. When you're 12 or 13, they're like, yeah, okay. But I got to class and I started doing this really terrible accent. The teacher was like, "Hey, Dustin." I was like, "No, I am Zorro." And she was like, "I don't care. Just sit down." And it was math class. And so she's at the board, she writes a problem and she's like, "All right, do you want to come up and do this problem, Dustin?" And I was like, "Are you talking to me? I am Zorro." And she goes, "Okay, well, whatever your name is, come up here and do this." And I said, "Okay." So I got up, walk up to the board. I pretended like I was thinking about the problem for a minute. I like looked at the first number, looked at the second number, kind of thought about it, and then I did a real quick Z underneath it and set the chalk down and went, "I am Zorro." And she was like, "Okay, sit down."
Wow.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing though that I get away with because she liked me so much at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Most teachers
Sheesh.
would be like, "Get the hell out of my class right now. Go to the office."
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to kick kids out these days.
Really? Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got kicked out all the time in my day.
Yeah, I know. You know how I know? Because friggin' Nesto always got kicked out.
I got kicked out for telling my Spanish teacher that she had glitter in her eye. To be
How dare
fair, she
you?
was trying to teach at the time. She was talking, and I was like, Miss, you got glitter, Miss, you got," and she was like, "Get out." And I was like, "Do I have to go to the office?" She goes, "No, just stand outside the door." I was like, "Okay." It was distracting me. I couldn't pay attention.
Yeah, huh? You can send kids out to stand outside for a second until you can finish up
Uh,
whatever you're saying and then go outside. But you can't
this was all class.
you can't be like, get out of my class and don't come back.
This is the whole class period.
Hmm.
This was like
That's funny.
45 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My week has been a bit of a doozy,
Oh, how so?
especially just the last 2 days. So the Uber app, for some reason, wasn't tracking my position correctly with the GPS.
Yeah.
So every time I was completing a trip, it was saying I was still back where I picked the person up. So it was giving me less money.
Well, that sucks.
That's bad enough as it is, right? So then after each of those things, I would have to like contact Uber support and be like, "Hey, I did that thing again. Fix it. Adjust my fare or whatever." So the first one went off without a hitch, no problems whatsoever. The second time it happened, I got on chat with them. I didn't call them, which that's a mistake. You should always call because chatting, I don't understand what they're doing, but it's wrong.
Good to know.
So I'm like explaining everything that's happened, and the person goes, "Okay, well, we have a specialized team that takes care of this." And I was like, "Well, before you transfer me, the last guy did it just fine, and he was in your department. So I'm pretty sure you can take care of this." And then the next thing I know, I was transferred to another department. And so then I tell them what happened. They transferred me to another department.
Mm-hmm. They're
And then
giving you the roundabout.
the next one, I was like, "Look, this is what happened." And then this person goes, "Okay, well, I need to know what your problem is in English because I can only help you in English." And I was like, "Motherfucker, I'm speaking English. What are you talking about? I'm typing English right now. What?" And then they transferred me.
It sounds like they're just playing around with you, man. Like
I
they're like,
guess
fuck
so.
this guy. Fuck this guy in particular. Let's
And
transfer
so
him.
then I'm talking to the next person, and they go, "I have to transfer you." You know where they transferred me? Back to the guy before.
It's awful.
Yeah, I was
You're like,
so mad,
hello, me again.
and it's over chat, So like I'm trying to type angrily. It's at this point it's an hour, right? I've
Oh
been sitting
no.
parked for an hour, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's awful.
angrily typing, like shaking. I'm so mad, and
No.
eventually they were like, "Okay, we credited this, this trip, blah blah blah." And I said, "Okay, well, there was another one also that happened, but I didn't call about it because it was, I was in the middle of working and I didn't feel like stopping to do it." And they said, "Well, I can't attach the trip from this side, so you have to open a whole nother ticket, which means I have to contact support again and go through
No,
this
no.
again." And I was like, I'm just going to wait till I get home. I'm not going to deal with this. And then I didn't. It was only $1 on that one that was off. And I was like, okay, that's, for now, $1's fine. Um,
Yeah.
but then tonight it happens again. And I'm explaining what happened. And I'm like, look, this happened last night. You should be able to see it in the notes on my account. I don't know. And then the person goes, "Well, it looks like you dropped them off early." And I was like, "Yes, that's the problem. It's showing that I dropped them off where I picked them up. Why I would drop them off 30 minutes after I picked them up at the same place doesn't make sense, does it?" And they were like, "I don't know what to tell you. It looks like," and I said, "I know what it looks like, but it's wrong." And then finally they were like, All right. Well, I credited the account, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you." And so that was the last one that happened, thankfully, or else I would
Jeez.
have lost my shit.
Jeez Louise.
We would not have been recording tonight because I'd have been in jail.
Well, I'm glad you got it fixed.
I don't know if it's fixed, but it worked on the last one that I did. So
Hmm.
yeah, I had to drive all the way to the other side of Fort Worth.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awful. Anyway, that happened after I had to deal with the police and Geico again. I had to call both Geico and the police department to be like, "Hey, what's going on? Why haven't you told me that you got the insurance or the police report?" And like, I contacted the police department. And was like, "Hey, have you sent the police report over to the insurance company?" And they were like, "Oh, we don't do that. The insurance company has to go through a third party company where they pay for it." They're like, "You can come pick it up. It's $6 if you want to pick it up in person." And I
That's
was like,
so fucking dumb.
"Really? Okay." And so then I called Geico and I was like, "Hey, they said that the police report's ready. I don't know." And then they were like, "Well, it looks like we have it, but we don't see any insurance information." And so now I'm like, "Oh, great. That means I got to spend $250 to get my stuff fixed because that's the deductible."
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, my week has been just peachy keen.
Yeah, that sounds awful, man.
Well, are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What M Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with,
Dustin.
and we're here to talk to you about dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Ooh, I felt off key. I felt off key. It's weird with things plugged into my ears to sing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know if it actually sounded bad. It sounded similar to usual, so, but I wasn't
Always
really.
bad, huh? Effect.
That's not what I said. So I know that I still have a dream from last time I didn't go through.
Let's start with your dream.
Okay. Let's see which one. Okay. So this was a weird dream that didn't make any sense. I mean, like most of them.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream I was working at what I could only describe as a Dollar General and Blockbuster combo, which I've worked at both. And my old boss from both was working with me as well. And there was also some guy that I used to work with at Mike's Garden Center, which we've talked about on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
who, by the way, if he was working with me, I'm pretty sure would be like 95 at this point. So I don't think he might be dead, actually,
You
in
never
real life.
know.
The dude was old when I worked with him at the garden center. Um,
Right.
and that was over 15 years ago. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was another woman that I don't really remember, but she reminded me of another woman from Dollar General that I used to work with, and a guy
Mm-hmm.
named Josh that I used to work with at Dollar General. Anyway, my boss had told me that she had a stalker and she was worried about like her safety because of him. And
Yeah.
she also had been sick and she'd been out for a few days. So she came in. We told her she should just go ahead and go home, go back to her house because she was still kind of gross and germy. And she was leaving, going toward the back alley. And I started thinking about like her telling me about the stalker. And I was like, well, someone should really go with her. I looked at the other two, the two older people, the lady and the guy that I used to work with at the garden center. I was like, they're not going to do anything. That's just a recipe for disaster if I ask them to go with her. So then they started arguing about which one of them should go with her, and they both wanted to, but I was like, no, don't do it. You're going to make it worse. So I found the younger guy that I used to work with, Josh. He was coming back from lunch, and I told him to go with her. And she said that one of the ladies that we were looking at had been sleeping with one of our coworkers' boyfriends,
Oh.
and she said she was giving off vibes of some other girl that we used to work with. And I was like, I don't see that at all, because that lady was like a mother to me. She would never have done something like that. And she used to work at Blockbuster with us. And she used to bring me food. She would bring me like
Oh.
tacos and stuff. Oh, she was the
This is
best.
not Dream, right?
No, that was in real life. No, she was the
Okay.
best. And so when this lady told me that she was giving me vibe or giving her vibes of that lady, I was like, "Hey, you shut the fuck up." And I was like, I said the lady's name, and I said she was never the type to steal someone else's man. And the other girl made a noise like, "Ugh, yeah, right." And that was the end of the dream.
Just a tiny conflict at the end.
Yeah, it was really like what I remember a day in the life of working at Blockbuster and Dollar General would have been like.
It's funny that you thought two of them wouldn't be able to help with the stalker.
Well, they were old. I mean, like I said, the guy that I used to work with at the garden center, he would be
Yeah.
like 95 now. And then the other older lady, she's got to be like 70. I mean, at that point, my old boss could just handle herself. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
if she went by herself, it would probably be better than having those two liabilities out there.
I guess that makes sense. Now, okay, so you mentioned in another podcast that I was crazy because the garden center was not where I thought it was.
Correct.
However,
Nope.
however, we were both right.
Nope.
Yep, because there was a Callaway
Mm-hmm.
where you were saying. Is that the one that you worked at?
I didn't work at Callaway's. I worked at Mike's Garden Center.
Oh, okay. Well, and there was another Callaway's, Cox Farm, before it moved to wherever it moved to, Camp Wisdom.
Okay. Maybe. It's Cockrell Hill, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's where the CVS used to be, but CVS is closed now.
Really?
Yeah. Have you been over there? They opened a racetrack over there as well.
No.
Yeah.
Strange. Okay. We passed by Winco all the time when we were going to Nesto's parents' house.
Yeah, you don't turn on there. You wait until, not the next exit, but the exit after that, I think. Right there by that Whataburger.
No, not that one. The one by the, what's it called? Field house.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's just where y'all lived, and that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways.
I applied to work at the field house.
Really? Recently?
Yeah, just
Okay.
recently. They need a front desk clerk. I was like, I'll stand there and be like, yeah, you can have a ticket for being in here for an hour or however, it works. I've never been in there.
I have not either. Or maybe, I don't know. Didn't it used to be an ice rink, or is there one in
Yeah.
there?
I don't know if it's in there now, but when I first moved up here, it was a Dr. Pepper Stars Center.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was a Bob Stoops something, so it was a basketball place.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's the field house, which I think has like all kinds of different sports going on inside it.
Okay.
It looks busy too, because I see a lot of cars in there.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. So did you have any dreams?
I did. I had some weird dreams. I had one weird dream. Okay, so here's one weird dream. I remember camping. It was either camping or our house was just outside. Outside is where we lived. And someone was visiting. It was Ivan. And I think his whole little family visited our house, which was outside. And for some reason, we didn't have water. Oh, I know why we didn't have water, because our freaking neighborhood in real life. our neighborhood has the most terrible water supply because it's always turning off in the neighborhood. You know, the Nextdoor app? There's like a neighborhood app that neighbors can join to see what's going on in the neighborhood. Anyways, we're a part of that for our neighborhood, and our water, our neighbors and including ours in our little neighborhood, keeps shutting off. It's been shutting off more and more recently because there's been so many water issues. Like, I'm pretty sure it has to do with broken pipes, old pipes, because there have been pictures of like a pipe leak where water's just
Yeah.
shooting off into the sky, posted on the
Yeah.
neighbor's app.
Jeez.
And they're like, our water's out again. Anyways, luckily we save, since this happens pretty frequently, more frequently than it should happen. We have saved jugs of sink water after we drink like jugs of water. We save the jugs and then just fill it up with sink water in case this happens. And it's happening a lot. It's getting on my fucking nerves. But anyways, this has leaked over into my dreams apparently because we didn't have any running water in my dream. And you know, I told you we lived outside, right? In the dream.
Yeah, in a tent. I
And
mean, aren't all houses outside? I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah, there were no walls.
Oh, okay. Open air concept. I get it.
Yeah, no walls, no roof. So it started raining and I thought, "Oh, this is an excellent opportunity to finally get a shower." So in my dream, it's so fucking dumb because this has happened. Like in the morning, our water would be shut off for God knows how long. Like just the other morning, it was off. So I couldn't take a fucking shower before I went to work. I had to like,
And you thought, God, if only it would rain, I could just go outside and shower that way.
yeah, man, I guess. I mean, I have been thinking about investing in a rainwater collector. Nesta thought it was a good
Oh, yeah.
idea. So like, yeah, maybe we should do that because fucking saving jugs is a pain in the ass. And I don't know. Anyway, so in my dream, I was like, yes, shower time. So I moved off into another area further away because there were no walls. This was completely normal to take a shower. And guess what?
You got bit by a snake.
No. I got all
Okay.
lathered up. I got all
And
lathered
it
up,
stopped
okay?
raining. No, you're just naked and soapy. That's it.
Exactly. And I was pissed off. That's all I remember of that dream.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I would, if I woke up after that, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a shower right now. Like I'm.
Yeah, man. The other day I was just thinking about what rainwater and shit. And I don't know why, but it reminded me of Holes, that the movie.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a book, but then it was a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, book then movie. But there's that one scene where Stanley is showering and the shower only lasts for so long and it turns off and he's all lathered up. And he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
damn. So maybe that's why I dreamt it. Because I was recently thinking about it. Because losing water is on my mind.
Oh dear Lord. That is a good movie though.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That back before Shia got crazy.
Yeah,
Speaking of crazy, have you seen Britney Spears lately?
saw a clip of her dancing with knives.
Okay, yeah, you've seen the same clip I did recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She
didn't
is
know
off
what's
her
going on
nut.
there. Well, she could be training for a music video.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess. I
They
think
could
she's
have
just
been
crazy.
props.
And
Yeah,
they
she
didn't
might
look
be
like
crazy.
props.
She might be a little crazy.
That reminds me, you know her little sister had that show Zoe 101,
Yeah,
and I think they just started a new series called like Zoe 102 or something like that.
yeah, where they're in college.
Yeah, are they in college? I don't think they're in college. They should be like 30 something by now.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was that they're in college, but I'm not entirely sure.
Do you know why that original show got canceled?
Yep.
I always love telling that story. Be like, yeah, she got pregnant. She was 16 and got pregnant, and Nickelodeon was like, no, no, you don't.
Yeah. Now they have shows like Teen Mom and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, not on Nickelodeon.
No, not on Nick. Well, yeah, no, not on Nick. There was this one show, but I don't. It wasn't on Nick. I think it was on like Hallmark or something called The Secret Life of an American Teenager.
Oh yeah, that's an old show.
Where she was Priggers.
Do you have any other dreams?
I did. I was gonna ask you.
I didn't have any other ones this week.
I
Or
had a couple.
let me rephrase that. I had at least two other dreams, but I woke up going, "Nah, that's not worth it."
What, they were too short?
No, I think they were just dumb. Like I mean, not good dumb. Like just like, oh boy, that's just a thing that happens. You know?
Like my teaching dreams that are
Yeah,
completely
your
mundane.
lotion dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even remember what happened in them now. But I remember waking up going, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay, so I remember having a dream. I don't think it was this past week, but it was recently where I dreamt that, and remind me if I told you this already, but it was about Alice. She was having a party, or no, there was like a dance for teenagers being thrown at some venue, kind of like a prom,
Okay.
only a little more informal. And she wanted to go. It was set at like the venue for the dance. It was set. I forgot the name of this place, but it was like a it was like a play place. Discovery Zone.
Oh. Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember it?
Yeah.
It was set there for some reason. She asked to go, and we're like, okay, let's let her go. So we took her there, and there are a bunch of teenagers there. And I guess time passed in my dream because I don't remember what happened until after her little dance party. We went to go pick her up, and she wasn't coming out to the truck. So I went in to the venue, like the little Discovery Zone place.
Yeah.
And there was like a handful of kids still left. And I asked, so where's my daughter? Like asking them if they'd seen Alice. And they're like, oh, she went to the after party. And I was like, the after party? And they're like, yeah. Like it was completely normal. And for some reason in my dream, I just knew they were like drinking and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you fucking twerps, where's my daughter? I was trying to find her. And I remember just being mad until she showed up. And then I just fucking went off on her. I was like, what the fuck are you thinking? Going off to an after party with drinking,
You're having the angry dream now.
I guess.
God, last
And I
week
was
it
like,
was me.
with drinks, Alice? With drinks? And she was just laughing at me, like laughing it off. And I was just getting more and more pissed. And that's all I remember of that dream.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You
man.
know what's funny though? That's not how she would have reacted at all. She'd have been like, "Mom, you're totally embarrassing me."
Mom, you're ruining my life.
God, can we just go?
Yeah, that sounds more like her. At least what she'd want to say. But
Yeah.
I'd never really get onto her in front of people like that.
Oh, look at you trying to save your daughter's reputation.
It's not for her sake. It's because I don't like airing my dirty laundry.
Oh,
Nobody needs to know what goes on, the drama.
I like airing my dirty laundry. It gets fresh that way. Just let the wind blow right through it.
Mm-mm. You need to clean it first.
No, you air it out first, then you clean it, then you air it out again.
No.
Yeah. And then it's like double fresh. And you smell like outside.
I had another weird dream just last night.
Okay.
Completely off. Oh, I don't want to say off topic, but just completely random.
All right.
I dreamt I was going shopping, and we went to like I think it was like an Asian market or like a world market where there were a bunch of different types of cultures of food,
Yeah.
and it was crowded and the aisles were thin. But for some reason, whoever I was shopping with got a big ass cart, and I myself to shop inside of a store. Like it was a regular grocery store, but there were bikes. There were bikes that customers could use.
Okay. That's weird.
So I rode a bike through the store, and it was like it was not like a regular sized bike. It was like a three-wheeled bike, like a big fat
Like a
three-wheeler with two
tricycle.
big. Yeah, there were two big wheels in the back and one in the front. I guess for like a basket.
No, I just thought it was because, you needed that extra wheel for stability.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The structure
Well,
of bikes is.
because you can't ride a bike.
What are you talking about? You can ride a bike, Toad.
Uh-huh. That's why you ride a tricycle. Agree.
Okay, this is Dream. Cease. For some reason, in the aisles, they were already thin. People displaying things on the floor. So it was like, it was almost like what's it called where you have different vendors setting up booths? Like Trader's
Uh,
Village?
okay, like a flea market.
Yeah, like a flea market, that's the word. It was almost like that, only there were no tables. It was just the aisles of a grocery store. And they would display their shit on the floor. And so I had to stop and get off the bike, pick it up so I didn't run over somebody's products, and then keep riding. So riding the bike was very inconvenient.
Sounds like it.
And despite the inconvenience, I still stuck with it. I would stop pretty constantly and just carry the bike around.
Well, of course, you can't admit you are wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I made the right decision with this bike. It's so much easier than just walking.
Yeah. And that is all I remember of that dream.
Oh man, that would have been a great dream to keep going.
Yeah, I just shopped around. Mostly just carrying the bike around. Window shopping. But grocery shopping. But flea market shopping. Yeah.
Speaking of flea market, I think we've talked about the one in Canton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before
Yeah.
first Monday,
Nesta wants to go the week of October. When is that? I need to look it up. It's probably this
the
weekend.
first Monday.
It's the weekend before the first Monday.
Mm-hmm.
First
Well,
Monday. I'm Googling it.
isn't today the 30th? Yeah, it is. So
Yep,
technically, the
so it'd
first
be
Monday would be
this weekend.
yeah.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we might be going to First Monday this weekend because he's been wanting to go.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I went. Like the last time I went, I bought a Sega game. That's how long ago it's been.
Sega. Oh, not for just the old
Yeah, like a Sega
thrill
Genesis
of it
cartridge.
to play.
Yeah, to actually play.
Okay, that might have been a while ago, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Mm-mm. We haven't gone in a couple of years. I think
I
last time
mean,
we went,
yeah.
Uncle went with us,
I remember one of the
and
times
we'd split food.
I think you guys said you went, had to take those cinnamon almonds away from you
Yeah.
because you're allergic to cinnamon, and yet you just, for some reason, decided, you know what I'll do? I'll eat all these cinnamon almonds.
It's cinnamon pecans. Cinnamon roasted
Whatever it
pecans.
was.
So because they're so fucking good. Okay?
Nesto is so mad. He was like, "What's wrong with your dumbass?"
He doesn't
He's like,
understand. Okay? It's like loving something, but taking it away.
loving something that's bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cigarettes. That motherfucker used to
No.
smoke. I should have told him. I should have told
Oh, okay. For him, yeah. Yeah.
him. Can't he just leave me be?
No.
I've been really good about cinnamon the past several years.
Yeah, I know. And that's
If
because we all are pretty mindful that you can't have it.
no, I have fought the urge. Remember me and Cinnabon at the mall?
Yeah. Instead, you just got a bunch of fries.
Yeah, I got a bag of a shit ton of fries.
Like a 5-pound bag of fries.
It was the greasiest shit to carry around. And I had a drink in one hand and that bag in the other, so maneuvering to freaking eat those goddamn things was a pain.
Yeah.
That reminds me, the girl I took with Alice's little friend, they want to go trick or treating together now. So she'll probably
Huh.
be joining us while we trick or treat.
That's interesting.
Guess what they're gonna be?
Does it have to do with the fact that they're both girls?
No.
Okay. Then I have no idea.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Dun 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 dun
Um,
dun dun.
Mario and Luigi?
Mario and Luigi.
Nice.
We were talking about it yesterday. My aunt is in town. And she's leaving later on this morning, but we are talking with her about it yesterday. And Aiden was like, that means you gotta have a mustache. And she shook her head, yes. And Nessa was like, that means she's gotta have short hair. Alice, do you want a haircut? And I was like, just shave it off. Let's just shave it off. You can wear a wig. We can take your eyebrows off too.
Well, no, she needs bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, this is like, actually, she needs bigger eyebrows.
Yeah. So is she going to be Mario or is she going to be Luigi?
She's gonna be Mario.
Oh. So she's the leader. Okay.
Also, she's shorter.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's hard
Yeah,
to believe. She's tall for her age, too.
yeah. Her little friend's quite tall.
Oh, wow. What is she, like 6 foot? Does she play basketball?
No and no.
Oh,
But I
okay.
want to say she's like a whole half a head taller than her.
Wow.
You know, like the average measurement of a human head. Half that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, because some heads are a lot longer than others.
It reminds me of that one meme or post. It might have been a Reddit post where someone was like, Americans will use anything but the metric system.
Yeah. Did you have any other dreams or?
I had a couple of other dreams.
All right.
I had another dream where I was driving the truck and I was trying to park it and I
Oh,
couldn't park
boy.
that bitch. It was another one of those fucking dreams where I was struggling to park or struggling to get out of parking with that fucking truck.
I mean, but
I
that
need
just
my
sounds like
car
real
back.
life, though.
Yeah, no lie. That is literally like the other day. No, not even the other day. Just yesterday, I was struggling to park that hoe because I drove my aunt and the boys to this bakery in Waxahachie, my favorite bakery, the one I dreamt about and I told you about.
Yeah.
I drove her there
Yeah,
before we went to.
I think I saw you posted about it on Instagram.
Did I? Oh no, that was a gift from Sam.
Oh, really? Because I thought it had the same bakery on it.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
That
okay.
was
Anyway,
pretty.
go ahead then.
That was Creations, a whole other story. That's my second favorite bakery.
Oh
But
yeah, that's your backup. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, Bittersweet. They have pink boxes. Anyways, their parking spaces there are for shit. Like even if I was driving the car, I might struggle. So it took a while for me to fit into a parking space, and even then, I had to like break my back trying to get out because I was parked so close to another one. Because the spaces are small.
Yeah,
I was parked so close to another truck. I don't know how I did it, man. Every time, I'm like, wow, I did that.
it just reminds me of Irene also because she talks about how horrible she is at parking. Like she will literally find parking furthest away from anyone, even if
Yeah.
that means parking in a different parking lot.
Oh boy, I get that. I usually do that with Nesto's truck. Is park really really far away. For a bakery though, I will squeeze into
Yeah,
that shit.
and she's also always afraid that people are going to judge her parking. And I'm just like, nobody. I mean, unless you're parked in like two spaces fully, nobody's going to care that much, especially if you're parked away from everyone.
Yeah, I'm always pretty self conscious about it too, but only when I'm like in the middle of it, not
Yeah,
like before it happens.
yeah.
Only like while it's happening, I'm like, God, and it makes my anxiety go up.
You're like,
Like it just keeps
everybody's
rising.
watching.
I start sweating.
There's literally no one watching, but you're like, everybody's
Yeah,
watching me.
yeah. So, anyways, I dreamt I was struggling with parking in the truck, and that's all I remember of that dream. That was it. Just a fucking anxiety ridden trying to park dream.
Jeez.
Oh no. Oh, but that reminds me of another dream that I had that's kind of what's it called? Recurring. Where I park in a parking garage, okay, for like
Okay.
college or whatever. Which is weird. We didn't have parking garages, but well, oh, I guess there was. But did I ever use it? I don't know. Anyways, I was parking in a parking garage. Go in to do the college thing. Don't remember what happens there, but it's probably that I'm late and I'm all fucking rushing. What I remember is getting out of college and trying to return to the parking garage. And I either, sometimes in my dreams, I can't find the garage itself because there happens to be like a dozen different parking garages and none of them labeled. It's like they multiplied. Or, or I'm searching a parking garage up and down floors to no success. Like I never find the car, and I'm always looking for the car.
See, I never park in parking garages. If there's a place that has a parking garage, I just don't go to that place.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about parking garages, but or I guess it's a little bit of PTSD from parking at UT Arlington. This parking
Yeah.
was a bitch there. And I can't tell you how many times I lost where my car was.
Is that where you went to school?
Yeah, it was
Interesting. I didn't
such
know
a
that.
bitch. And the fucking parking lots were so huge. Huge. There was like no chance for me to find it ever. So eventually I just started taking pictures of where I was.
They're not that big. I've been there.
They're big.
They're not.
They were big to me, okay? To little geographically challenged me. So just imagine me walking around for a good 20 minutes in the Texas heat looking for my goddamn car.
So
And they were always packed. Packed.
that reminds me, I watched a YouTube video the other day of some British guys here in America. They had come over just to, you know, run through Texas and get some like of the cuisine and stuff. Well, one of the
Yeah.
places they stopped was Bucky's, and they started talking about like all the things. He goes, "Do you know how many parking spaces there are here at Buc-ee's? At the Buc-ee's they were at?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked. It was over 1,000.
Parking spaces?
Yeah, parking spaces.
Oh shit.
I was like, Jesus. I knew Buc-ee's was big, but like, I don't think about it in terms of being that big. But yeah,
Yeah,
1,000, man.
it's quite big.
Yeah,
I still feel like E.T. Arlington was bigger.
nah. I've gone through there to pick people up, and I'm like, wow, this seems like it should be bigger.
Now, man, it was like a desert
Oh,
of just
okay.
cars. And I was in the wasteland, okay?
Have you ever been
That's how
to
it felt.
like the new Cowboys Stadium, the AT&T Stadium?
Yeah, I went once for a DeSoto game.
Have you
Well, was it
seen the
near there?
parking lot there?
Yeah, that bitch is huge.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a little
man,
bigger.
that whole area over there, I want to avoid it at all costs.
And actually, I
Well,
want to
'cause I
go
mean,
there today.
why?
Not the stadium, but the UT
Oh,
UT Arlington. Because I want to get a shirt. Because they're always having college shirt days at the high school, and I'm like, I have since gotten way bigger. I don't fit any of my old ones. They are all Alice's now. So I need a college shirt.
yeah. That reminds me. I listened to our last podcast that you uploaded, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I did say I need to lose weight. Well, I haven't started on that yet.
Oh well.
There's always next week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All right.
all right. So recommendation time.
Recommendations.
Recommendations.
Recommendations. Today, I'm going to recommend a film. And before I watched this film, I thought it was going to be a horror film, but it's not really. But it is an interesting film.
Okay.
It it is called Knock. Wait, hang on. Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, okay. I've seen the previews for that, and I kind of thought about watching it because I like Batista.
Yeah, and he plays one of the people who show up at this cabin, and this is a cabin where a young girl and her parents are vacationing. He's one of the four people who show up at the cabin and try to convince the family to make the ultimate sacrifice to avert the apocalypse. So it's interesting. I like this film because, I mean, the premise, it gives away what it's all about. However, I wanted to know how the family dealt with making the choice. And the characters who play them, which are, it's that one guy from Hamilton, Jonathan Groff, Ben Aldridge, and Kristen, I may say her name wrong, but it's C-U-I, Cui. They play it excellently, very convincingly.
Now, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but you don't have to answer the question if it is a spoiler. But does does this have to do with anything like the way the trailer made it seem was because they're a same-sex couple that have adopted this girl is the reason that they specifically need to have the make the sacrifice, or does that have anything to do with it? Because it's kind of the way the trailer made it seem.
It is mentioned.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, "This is going to be one of those religious zealot movies, isn't it?" That's why I was like, "I don't know if I want to watch that."
No, the cool thing about this is that it was not,
Okay.
which I particularly enjoyed because if it were, I would not have enjoyed it. But yeah, You should check it out. Check it out.
I will. I was just told to watch another movie too, and I gotta look back and see what it was. But yeah, I had kind of wanted to see that. I'm not that big a fan of Shyamalan because his twists usually
Yeah.
rub me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I get that. A lot of people aren't. Oh, I just saw an ad for a movie that I really, really want to watch.
Oh, okay.
You probably want to watch it too.
What?
The Creator.
I haven't seen the ad for it. I keep seeing people talk about it, and then like I switch off because I haven't seen the ad, so I don't know what they're talking about.
All right, well, we're gonna fix this right now because it looks
But
so good. Yeah, so if you're
okay.
into mystery, somewhat scary, thriller-ish, definitely check out Knock at the Cabin.
All right. Well, my recommendation is going to be totally different, but not entirely, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to segue to mine, but mine is a musical based on a very famous play, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Oh, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the film.
Which one?
With Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I actually bought the soundtrack for that movie.
Oh.
That's how much I liked it. It's different, because it's not one of those things where the music actually rhymes and is catchy, because it's very,
Mm-hmm.
very not normal in
Yeah.
terms of the music. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And of course, Johnny Depp's performance was eccentric and fantastic, like always.
Mm-hmm. I like
And
Helena in
Helena
that
Bonham Carter.
film.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's always great too. I mean, everything I've ever seen her in, she's always dark and moody, though.
She just plays it so well.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're into musicals and it's sort of a horror, sort of a political, and sort of romance all tied into one. So, if you're into that,
Mm-hmm.
I would say check it out. If you like Johnny Depp, check it out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you
If you
don't
like
like Johnny Depp,
musicals.
chill out. But that's my recommendation.
All right, so check it out.
Oh, I should probably mention, in case you don't know what Sweeney Todd is about, it's a guy who's a barber who takes to killing some of his patrons with
Mm-hmm.
the straight razor.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even
That's just the tip of the
the
iceberg.
half of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not even the half of it. Yeah, that is a good musical. I like it.
Yeah. I like musicals in general, and I know I'm weird because I'm a guy and I like musicals, but I mean, I grew up on Disney, so
Mm-hmm. All right, we did it.
yes, we did.
You know what's been happening lately, Dustin?
Swipe or no swiping? What?
Your outro has been cutting off.
Really?
Yeah, so I need to leave it on for a good 2 or 3 minutes more after after you hit us with the outro, Dustin.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening. Little Dreamers is our Patreon $5 subscription tier. Where can they listen to us, Dustin?
You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Sirius, Pandora, and now on YouTube.
Yes, and you can find us on the socials thanks to Dustin on the TikToks, the Instagrams, and the Twitters.
Yeah, the chat book and the face snap, those things.
True. Right.
We also have an email address at whatmdreams@gmail.com where you can send us your dreams, and we will rate them accordingly and probably make fun of you a little bit.
Just a teensy bit. And again, thank you for listening from the bottom of our hearts, and bye.
Bye. Forever.
Yeah.
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 Dun, dun, dun. Just in case the first one didn't stick.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like it timed out or something.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is going to be
You
a
know
long
what?
episode for you to edit.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, because it's two.
It's only been about an hour recording.
It's been a little more than that.
A little more.
We spent like 20 minutes.
It was 12.
It felt like 20. It was more than 12.
It was
Because
12.
no, because it was